Hello, good morning. My name is Engineer Goziat. Today, I want to throw more light on the usage of handbrakes in our vehicles. The best way to use our handbrakes. I have treated this topic before, but due to increasing cases of gear failure every day, and due to popular demand, I want to handle it again. So listen attentively. So many gear failures in Nigeria is due to lack of handbrakes. So many vehicles in Nigeria, in fact, up to 80 or even not 90% of vehicles in Nigeria don't have functional handbrakes. They have handbrakes, but it's not functional. How do you know if your handbrake is functional? If you apply your handbrake and move that vehicle, if that vehicle moves, your handbrake is not working. If your handbrake is working, no matter how you fire that vehicle cannot move. Instead, it will drag the tires. And meanwhile, bear in mind the way handbrake works. Handbrake works only on the rear wheels. It's the rear wheels that is where the handbrake cable terminates. It doesn't have much to do with the front wheels. And secondly, so many people used to think it's the brake pad. That brake pad they are saying is the one that is doing the work of handbrake. No. Inside that brake disc, physical. In fact, inside any brake disc, inside, you have your lining. Listen, you have your brake pad, you have your lining. Brake pad, when you look at the wheel, the rim, you will see your brake pad. That is not the one for the handbrake. The handbrake one is inside the disc. It's a lining. It's not like the brake is a lining. So now, how do you know if your own is working? Or how do you make use of the handbrake so that we prevent all this gear failure? There are so many ways of parking our vehicle with a handbrake. Some people will tell you do park, handbrake, this one. Some will say you do neutral, this one. All those things, they are all good. The essence of the thing is to stop the vehicle from moving. But now we see where the logic is. Stopping the vehicle moving so that we will not affect the gear is where the idea is. From all those methods, the best method is what we call the NHP method. NHP method, meaning neutral handbrake park. I repeat, neutral handbrake park. Now, how does this thing work? First of all, after you have reached your destination, you apply your brake, you have stopped the vehicle. When you stop that vehicle, still keep on matching the brake. Don't remove your leg from the brake pedal. Still keep on holding it. Now, what do you do? To activate the handbrake, you now move your gear reverse. You are still holding the brake pedal. Move your gear reverse to neutral. But then the vehicle is not in any gear. Then apply your handbrake or leg brake, anyone, or the electronic one. All of them is handbrake. Apply your handbrake. Then, when you apply your handbrake, remove your leg from the brake pedal small. When you do this, you will do that. See that vehicle will do like this. You will do like this. Then you know that the weight have now been caught up by the rear wheels of the handbrake. And after that one, then you can now push your gear lever to the back. Then you see the vehicle is now, the whole weight is on the handbrake. The essence of this thing is for the weight of the vehicle to be on the handbrake, not the gear. Because inside that gear, parking your vehicle with your pack, that pack doesn't mean handbrake. No, it's just a safety measure for the vehicle not to roll. There is one tiny pin called the parking paw. That parking paw, when you engage your pack, what it does is like this, like the size of my finger. You will just go to that gear and hook it. Then that vehicle will not move. But if you push that vehicle, so if you do that one, the whole weight of that vehicle is on that parking paw and on the gear, and it will damage that gear. Now, if you park that vehicle on a slopey place, assuming you park the vehicle on a slopey place like this, it's facing front, and you use only that your park to park that vehicle. When you want to move, when you start that vehicle to move, to push that gear to the drive or reverse, you hear that a very big noise, boom. That is the gear that is being forced to rest on that parking paw. The weight of the vehicle that is being forced on that gear, that is that thing that making them. So when you park that thing, where if you use your handbrake, you will notice that if you want to move front or reverse, you will just engage that gear freely. It will not move. Now, how do you know when you have, if you are, I'll know where to know if your vehicle, the handbrake is working. If you park on a very slow place like this, and you apply your handbrake the way I said, the NHP method, neutral handbrake park. When you apply it, if you park like this, and the weight of this thing, that vehicle, you will see that vehicle, it will go down, the back will go down. Then if you're on a slopey place, like you're facing the slope up and apply that handbrake, once the weight of that vehicle rests on that handbrake, the rear wheels, that vehicle, the back will go up. Then this is why you know that your handbrake has been fully engaged. So then secondly, if your handbrake is not working, what do? Go to your mechanic, let them open that disc and check. There are lindings inside that handbrake that hold that wheel. That has lindings, unlike the brake pad. The brake pad is self-adjusting. As the brake pad is wearing down, it's adjusting itself by the pace. As it's adjusting, your brake fluid will keep on going down. You will keep on topping fluid. The handbrake, the lining is manual. It's not self-adjusting. So if your own is not catching, go to your mechanic. Let him open the hub, the back hub, and check the condition of those linings. If the linings is still okay, all he need to do is adjustment. Even that adjustment, you can do it on your own. You can just drop your tire, remove the disc, then add small adjustment to that handbrake and put the disc back. So when you notice that it's not catching the way it's supposed to do, you keep on adjusting until that lining wear off. Once you wear off completely, then you change to another lining. It's as simple as that. So this thing is a very good safety mechanism to safeguard our gear. So most gear failure is because of we are parking our vehicle without handbrake. So the whole weight is always resting on the gear, giving the gear more force, making the gear as the primary weight carrier of that vehicle instead of the handbrake. So let's take this into consideration so that we safeguard our gear. Thank you very much. My name is Engineer Gozat. See you next time.